Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can't be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the Jews like taught you. It's on you, tell the truth.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kimberly with Unseen Twisted Truths. We are the People's Podcast, and I apologize for being a little late. I'm trying to run a couple things at one time, and one of them was being kind of stubborn.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's all right. I appreciate that, too. Once again, my name is GrandMaster TwinFlame, and I appreciate you for allowing me to be on this platform. And I definitely like that music, too. The music that started, that was a banger.
Your bro. That's your bro.
Yeah, I know. When I heard it, I'm like, what? I'm like, maybe we could have waited just a little bit longer so I could hear more of the music. That's how good it was.
That's it. That's all he did was a little skit for me. He just did a little intro.
Nice. Yeah, that was amazing.
It was actually, there's a funny story, but this is my co-host, Twan.
What's the deal, y'all? Right?
Peace and blessings.
So, what happened was I asked him one time, I was like, can you do a song for me? And he was like, yeah, a verse. So he gave me a sample, and it was only supposed to be a sample, and I loved it. And I was like, bet I'm gonna go with this. He was so outside of himself, a little disturbed the fact that I didn't ask first, and it was only a rough draft and a sample. Yeah. It wasn't like, here, this is what I made for you. This was over my phone quickly just to give you a sample of something. He thought more people were going to come on, they're going to master it, we're going to mix it, and I was like, no.
Yeah, it was perfect the way it was. You would have thought that he made it in the studio rather than on his phone.
That's what I said, and I love when people
that's just how it is, especially.
I love when people do things raw and natural, not rehearsed.
Right. Yeah, that's like acapella. You know what I'm saying? Like going without a beat. That's the same as free flowing creativity. It's like I've rapped a few times in my life. I like writing. Sometimes when I freestyle, there's been times where I was so good at it, my head started hurting, almost like I was going and I was flowing, but then it was like, oh, something stopped. And I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure most people who do rap and freestyle know more about it because it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Twan's an artist.
Yeah. So I freestyle everything, man, you know, from R&B to rap to pop, you know what I'm saying, all genres. But, you know, I always tell people, if you can hold a conversation with a woman, you can tell a story through music. You feel me? A woman is the hardest thing to impress on this earth. You can impress your job before a woman, you know what I'm saying? Because a job, we know what to go for. We know how to look. We know how to present ourselves. With a woman, she might not like your presentation because she got so many people presenting themselves to her.
About it.
Yeah.
I like the raw honesty.
Now, I definitely understand that too. When it comes to music. Oh, sorry. What are you saying?
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, when it comes to music, a lot of records are sold because women are the one who are buying them instead of them, let's say like Drake or let's say Michael Jackson or Prince or something like that. A lot of their fan base were women, majority than it actually was men. So when it comes to pushing that envelope or pushing those records, it really came through the ears and the eyes of women. So I can understand that too. Well, not understand. I can understand. That's a better way of saying that, not just understand.
Yeah, because, you know,
Yeah, the
if you want to
wordplay.
market music product, even like child books, you have to aim for something that's gonna be here forever, which is reproduction, which is a woman and a child. A child and a woman is the only thing that's gonna buy your items. You know what I'm saying? A man, he's gonna try to find another way to get it for cheap, maybe free. You feel me? But a woman, she will come
Yeah,
out of her pocket and
I can
pay for it
understand
if it's
that.
valuable. You feel me?
You guys are sexist. I don't see that.
Facts. That's facts too. That's why it's all about value. You
I
say
don't
you
see
don't
that.
see that?
Maybe because I am a woman, but I don't see that.
I
I know
mean, look,
support wise though, I'm quicker to support someone than a man would.
facts. Because in your
Yeah.
mind, you know what not having support is. Most
Mm-hmm.
guys, okay, a man's mentality is don't ask for it,
Hmm.
go find a way to get it. And if somebody's trying to charge you up the ass for it, go find a cheaper route. Now, it
Yeah.
might not be as the same quality, you know what I'm saying, but they're still gonna take the cheaper route, you know?
A lot of people do that when it comes to fixing their homes too, or when it comes to fixing their car. Like, okay, go see what the prices is over there. Now that was
Facts.
too sturdy for me. Let me try and find somebody cheaper that can do it. And then when you find somebody cheaper, it won't have the same value. It's all about
Quality.
quality over quantity,
Yeah.
and it comes down to everything, even the what we eat or the words we say or the people we are around, and the energies that we bring.
I can
Mm-hmm.
receive that. I can receive that. I see that. So tell us a little bit
Oh
about
yeah.
you there, Master 11.
Well, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I was born and raised out of there. I make a lot of crystal jewelry now, like as you can see, especially with my copper wrapped howlite crystals and my copper wrapped tourmaline and pyrite. I am an upholster, so I like to make not just jewelry, but furniture. I've done house furniture, car interior, so I can build. I'm also a welder. I went to welding school last year, which I had graduated from. So I'm able to build things with metal and with wood and with my hands. So it's almost like being a master of all things or a jack of all trades, you know what I'm saying? Like a master of one or a master of all. And I learned how to cook healthy food, such as macrobiotic and stuff like that, because I had a very beautiful teacher. And then I also have a very beautiful friend who helped me learn about the benefits of eating healthy, especially when COVID started and, people was taking meat off the shelves and leaving all the fruits and vegetables and all the healthy foods and not giving you the benefits of why it is and or things. And I also am kind of like I would say a spiritualist. I like talking to people. I like communicating, having interpersonal relationships with people
I'm
because
on the
when you
phone, bro.
understand your inner person
I'm on the
on
phone.
the inside
I'm
out,
on the phone.
that's when you really have a connection with someone.
Huh? Cousin, I'm on an
Oh,
important
okay,
call.
yeah.
Appreciate you. Yeah, man, I'm in Detroit too, cousin. And when you're on the block, people want to stop and you know, um,
Yeah.
but
That's what
yeah,
happens. That's what happens,
that
especially when you're out. Yeah.
you gotta watch yourself out here, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, especially depending on where you're from. You already know about, what I'm saying, like certain situations or certain areas and things like that. But especially when you're doing something and you're taking care of business, there's always gonna be somebody that's gonna call your phone, that's gonna text you, or that's gonna interrupt. Especially when it's like a powerful moment at the same time. So
We
it's
spoke
just
on
it
that.
just depends.
Yeah, it's all an
Yeah.
illusion. That's all it is.
I was trying to throw you off your course.
Yep. Yep.
So the benefits, we'll start off with the benefits of proper eating. I tell
Hmm.
people all the time what you need to do is fast. Fast.
Yep.
Everybody should
Fast
fast
and
Yeah,
detox.
and restart your system, reboot.
yeah. Because what I do is like, okay, so a part of my cleansing every day. Obviously, you see me wearing a lot of these all the time. These two
Yep.
right here. Um,
Yep.
And the reason why I wear these is because it allows me to balance the masculine and feminine energy, but also attract
Hmm.
abundance and happiness and prosperity. That's the only two things I need. I don't have problems with, you know, myself being motivated. I don't have, see, people pick the wrong things and expect it to work for all aspects of their life. You see what I'm saying? So if you know yourself, you should know exactly what you need and what you don't need. So what I do is I take these right here, which is fish oil. I take these 2 a day.
Yep.
It builds your immune system. It detoxify you. It grows your hair. It grows your nails. It makes your skin look soft and clean. No bumps. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then I also take these right here, which is a nootropic. Okay, these nootropics. It's called Alpha Brain and Memory. Okay, so it's for you to be able to recall a lot of more stuff. You feel me? Being able to focus. It does have a little bit of caffeine in it, but we all have caffeine in everything we eat and drink, so it wouldn't make no difference. You know what I'm saying?
Practically, yeah.
So, but a lot of people don't know that, bro. Like, a lot of people don't know it's sugar in your meat, your hamburger. It's sugar in your bread. It's sugar in the cheese. It's sugar in the lettuce. It's sugar in, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you take a bite of out of that hamburger is nothing but sugar and salt. Nothing else. There's no magnesium. There's no sulfate. There's none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I recommend eating healthy too.
No, you're right. You're definitely right. You're definitely right.
So there is things that you can do that are natural without supplements. There's natural ways of getting that fish oil inside your body without taking those tablets.
You know why I take them instead of actually using? Okay, so I know about Murdoch. I know about, you know, dandelion, yellow dandelions. I know all this stuff, but by me not being able to have the resources for it, this was the closest resource. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to mention grinding up eggshells. You grind up eggshells. You can grind up the shell itself.
Eggshells?
Yeah.
Grind up the eggshell and put that in powder form, and that's better than anything.
But the reason why I don't do that is because the eggshell itself contains paint, heavy paint, and plastic. Did you know that?
Not if you get
white eggshells or the brown. Which one?
All eggshells. All eggshells. Yes, all eggshells have a plastic and a hard cover of paint on it. That's why if you take the shell after putting it in water and let it dry and take it in and scrape it against the wood or the paper, you will see the white paint come off. Everything is bleached.
Not if you get them right from the farm, though, right from the chicken.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
We gotta do natural all the way. With
everything gotta be natural. That's what I'm saying.
That's
so
right.
That's just like asking a healthy person to eat healthy when there's nothing healthy in the refrigerator.
Yeah, eggshells can be too yang for some people. You know what I'm saying? It could be. It's just like yin and yang when it comes to eating foods. You know what I'm saying? You eat too much sugar. Sometimes you eat sugar because your body is tight. You know, you want to loosen up. It's really good to eat ginger for stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes when your body feels like loose and you're like everywhere, you need to eat more grounding foods. You know what I'm saying? Like more roots, something that really gets you grounded and get your energy stabilized. And at the same time, where you feel not just grounded within yourself, but you don't feel like, okay, you're loopy or you're just taking in all the junk food. Because when you detox at least once a week, you really get all the toxins out of your system. You get them all out your body because your body is its greatest healing source. So in a way, when you starve the body and you're basically starving whatever it is in your body that's taking your nutrients or taking your benefits, you know, it's almost like parasites, for example, you know, like they're living organisms, but they live off of something else, which is us. Mm-hmm. So if we eat too much junk food, even healthy food can be junk food depending on what you eat and how you eat it. So when you fast, it's really like detoxing your whole entire system and your mind at the same time, because it's like a system reboot. And the only time when
I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, you good.
Yeah, that's the reason why I take these, is because it detoxify your whole body. You know what I'm saying? Certain things only target certain areas. You know what I'm saying? So when let's just say, like I told Kimberly, I told her, you know, when it comes to me meditating and stuff like that, I get in the tub. I bless the water. I tell the water what I want it to do before I even get in the tub. I light me a candle. I set my intentions with that candle before I even put it on the edge of the tub. You know what I'm saying? Everything in life likes to be told what to do. It's just how you tell it what to do.
Right.
Literally everything. I don't care who it is. It can be the most successful person. They still like to be, okay, what should I do with my finances? Okay, how can I rebuild? Everybody wants the same information. But the only thing that stops people from retaining the same information and moving forward with it is fear. Because even when you detox your body, the second day you are in panic. You are in fear. Because now you starting to feel different, look different. The taste buzz is different. You starting to get nauseous. People's smells is different now to you. The flesh, you can smell the flesh of the food.
Right.
It's like screaming, come and eat me. You know what I'm saying?
By the third day, I was going through withdrawals and detox and shivering and everything.
Yes.
It was insane, as if I've never done a heavy drug. I tried like mushrooms once, and I didn't even do a bunch of that. So I've never put nothing serious in my body. And for me to even just fast with nothing and put everything out, by the third day, I swear I felt myself going through withdrawals from the sugar and all the parasites coming out of my body.
You know, a lot of people talk about mushrooms and they say they have like multiple trips. I never had a trip. I ate 3 grams of mushroom and recorded my whole project with Lakes the Great that we was on here with Lakes the Great, and it was called Sticks and R&B. But it allowed me to channel messages that my ancestors actually was trying to send me. You know what I'm saying? Because a mind only starts to wonder when it's too high and they ain't got nothing to do. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's like an airhead. That's like an airhead.
Yeah, it's an airhead.
Clouds, and it's like, you're too high. You need to come back down, or you're like, in a way,
you are more receptive, though.
Clouds are up there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? To get those messages.
Because you are more receptive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told somebody yesterday, I said, you know, I was riding in the lift with a lady. She was gonna drop me off at MJR with my kids, and you know, she was asking me this stuff, and she asked me, "What do I believe in?" I said, "Now, are you asking me, do I believe in the name of Jesus, or do I believe in Jesus? Because that's 2 different things." Okay. Then I told her, I believe in myself. I believe in my higher self. I'm being guided every day. Now, whoever's guiding him, hey, I don't know. Just like you don't know. That might be the man named Jesus, Joshua. Even though we're supposed to be called humans with a Y, Y-U-H. Yeah, we're not supposed to be called H-U-M-A-N. You see what I'm saying? We're supposed to be called humans. The humans of the universe, not humans. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't have H's back then.
There was no H's. There were Y's.
Right.
So we are humans. We are not humans.
It's like silent letters or silent sounds. Like a lot of people aren't taught why it's silent in the first place or where it actually came from. So I can definitely get that too. And also the fact that there's a difference between believing and actually knowing. So like when people talk about God, they're like, okay, God is the one who knows all. So when people pray and then they be praying, they're really praying to themselves or their higher self or whatever being they believe in, but it's really them communicating with something that is higher than humans or higher than, like us being mortals on this planet. And a lot of people be like, okay, what do you believe in? But really, like me, I'm not a believer, I'm a knower. So it's like saying somebody can ask me a question and then I was about to say, it looked like his screen froze. All right.
He's come back.
Yeah, so I was saying that like somebody could ask me a question or something like that, and then I can give them an answer, but then they can go on, they might be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, I don't believe you. Then they go to Google and Google give them the same answer. And it's like, well, we're kind of the same thing. The internet really came from us because it came from like our higher self. So it's the all knowing, the all seeing.
Yeah.
And believing, when it comes to believing, it's like, that's like saying that you don't really fully actually know it. You just believe something to be real or believe something to happen. You don't really know it. You just, halfway believe it, basically.
Yep. That's what I was saying beforehand.
Oh, yeah. And we was talking about that earlier, too.
We
about
were.
The difference between knowing and believing, which is pretty cool.
And you see how we speak stuff to existence because we spoke on it and then he mentions it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
And we said something about the power of time.
You gotta make some moves.
I was telling Kimberly last time I was on the phone with her that I'm a life path number 9. You feel me? So I'm a spiritual healer. Like I do a lot of Reiki healing. But the most important part is I do a lot of self-evaluation and examination so I can kind of understand how my shadow work is working for me. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And I explained that to somebody day before yesterday, and it was like what I said to them didn't really matter because their ego was always putting up like this block, like you can't tell me about me. I've been here longer than you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, like 2 years, 3 years, maybe. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you.
Yeah, 2 years, 3 years, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, because I've been here for a long time,
Yeah,
multiple times,
old
Yeah.
souls.
Yeah.
multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So for a person to say that and they're older than me, I look at it like you don't want the knowledge. You are stuck in your ways. You have you have religious beliefs, and you are constricted, mentally constricted. You
Yeah,
feel
because
me?
I would say a lot of people, learned majority from children than we, actually
Appreciate
realize.
it,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes to somebody being older than you can have somebody that's supposed to be your big brother. But in a way, the big brother might be looking up to the little brother because the little brother can be more mature or can be more, let's say, knowledgeable or something like that. But to some people that might feel like they have some type of ego thing or they're older than you, so that means that they're better than you or they're greater than you or they know something that you don't or something like that. It's almost like a
Facts.
disconnect because you can connect with someone like you're always bonded to people, but you're when you actually connect with someone that's like, okay, I'm linked, we're linked together. Okay, so if we're linked together, then it doesn't matter whether you feel like you're stronger than me, but that doesn't mean you have to, use it like for your own personal gain or to misuse it or abuse it, or you're smarter than me, or you got more, like materials or something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't put you on a different level. You know what I'm saying? It's all about where you are at spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, all that different type of stuff. And that is also why they say age is nothing but a number because we are old souls for a reason, like all of us, even sharing this discussion and having these discussions right now, a lot of people don't even talk about this in their daily life to the people they see every day or their own family or their own, significant other and things like that. So it's a lot that's tied into that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because I mean, like to me, like every time I explain to somebody as far as like rituals and most people don't understand that there's a difference between voodoo and hoodoo.
Yep.
Voodoo
Yep.
physical and emotional attachment to a physical object. Hoodoo is a physical control over emotional object, which
Mm.
is a physical, right? So when you go to church, they are controlling you by hoodoo every day. They want you to come in and pour out your pain and cry and everything else. But they're not telling you you can do that at home if you just really think about how your mama lived and your daddy lived and put that together so you can treat your kids better.
Yep. Home is your heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's why our body is the temple of God because our body is a chemistry set. You know what I'm saying? What you put in your body is just like a filter of what you do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a computer at the same time. When you link yourself to that actual knowledge that you actually need for yourself that a lot of people don't tell you about, then you actually can have it within your system. It's like, for example, they tell you that you can do this, but they don't show you how to do it. Or they tell you that, okay, you can utilize all of this for yourself on your own without us, but they don't actually show you how to do it. They don't actually give you, let's say, the blueprints. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, that's like going to the doctor. Go to the doctor, you get the man-made pills, and they be like, yeah, you take this and it can heal you, but you still gotta keep coming back and taking it even though I can tell you and show you how to actually do it with real natural foods, so where you can do it with yourself and you can better your own life without all of this, but it's really just a money grab or something like that. But it's different levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
know
it's
the reason why God haven't showed up, and I can tell everybody. The reason why God haven't showed up because when everybody finally awaken, it's going to be judgment on everybody. Everybody is going to judge each other more than what they judge each other. There's going to be a lot of fear by power. It's not by physical pain. It's going to be by power. Like just imagine, have you ever been in a room with a whole bunch of enlightened people and they start getting into an argument?
No.
nah. I mean, nah, not really. They might get into a debate, but not an argument.
I've never been to that
Okay,
either.
let me rephrase that. Have you ever been around conscious people that have conscious thoughts that do not coincide?
I've never had nobody differ from it. They will have a different understanding or overstanding, but they never ever battled each other over it or pushed their issue as if I don't really hang around people that are my way's the truth.
Okay.
What's the word for it? It's a word for it too. It's like
Yeah.
not being aggravated, but it's almost like it's like when
Egotistic.
you're in battle with somebody or you're battling out, but you probably don't realize it. Or let's say like if you're not on the same page, like most people when you become a part of a team, you know, if you're playing with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, like yeah, everybody knows this person is this way and this person is that way, but they have to still coincide. They still have to still link up and do what's good for them. I can relate it to superheroes, you know what I'm saying? Like Marvel superheroes, everybody was fighting each other. They're all superheroes. They're fighting each other, not realizing what the real enemy is. And then when they realize what the real enemy is, then they actually work together to do what they're supposed to do. And a lot of times that might actually happen, whether it's in person or it's mentally or it's like, okay, spiritually. But really,
Cousin, don't that sound like what's going on right now? What
in a
you
way,
just
yeah.
said?
In a way.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. We are
Yeah.
all conscious people. I don't care if it was a robber or a drug dealer or a rapist. See, we are all conscious.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
everybody's
saying?
tapped in.
So the people that you see out here killing each other and doing all this stuff, these are the people that are not consciously knowing that they are causing these problems. You see what I'm saying? Because once we are comfortable with ourselves, no matter what stage we in, before enlightenment, after enlightenment, or just being down. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, depression, anxiety, suicide. Them are three big things besides death that can wake somebody up.
Yeah, like spiritual awakening.
Yes.
Yep, yep.
You
Depression,
feel me?
anxiety.
And love. Don't get me wrong, love too, because love hurts. That would change your life too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does. It all resembles each other. It's just about. It's like okay, you got love over here. Some people have joy. Some people have hope. You know, over here you got pain. You might have
Mm-hmm.
anxiety, depression, but they still have to put together. That's like let's say with the twin flame aspect of it. You know, you got the light, then you got the dark. Some people awaken at different moments or in different times or at different parts. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's just about being knowing when to tap into that energy and knowing when you are actually connected in that type of moment with someone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So some people don't really realize it because they don't know it or they don't know they haven't been in that moment or been around people to actually be able to realize it or be able to be like, you know what? Okay, I keep hearing about it, but let me actually tap into it for myself. I keep hearing about people talking about meditating, but let me actually try and meditate and see what it is because people like us, especially when you start fasting and detoxing, that builds like a system. So in a way, somebody who's not already fasting and detoxing won't necessarily be on the same level as us, but they can get to that level just from hanging around or being in the environment or actually being curious to actually try something different and try something new. But
Yeah, as long as they are receptive to new, like you said, new. You got to
yeah,
be receptive to new. You know, I didn't been around people where I would explain, the depth of being created from stardust to being reborn again with a new contract to go through these contract laws. And, you know,
right, right.
to me, I feel like it's becoming exhausting because I have to cleanse so much. And I have to protect myself so much just to protect the people I love, bro. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
You have
just
to cleanse and protect yourself just to go out there and fight somebody else because you got love for them. You see what I'm saying? And people don't even know it's a spiritual war. I'm not literally sitting like I would sit there and talk to somebody and I would give them the best advice in the world. And then they'd be like, well, what if, or well, and then they'd bring it back up. I'm like, dude, okay, what are we fighting right here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of fight is this?
right,
Because
right.
once you know what kind of fight it is, maybe I can find somebody to help me join this fight with you. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I can put you up on the ascension. I can do the guided meditation. I can put you through, a whole bunch of transits trans and stuff like that. But
Right.
when I leave, are you still going to hold that?
Now, see that's another thing too, because that's one thing I've always spoke to people about. Because when it comes to this type of knowledge, a lot of people are on different levels. Like being a school teacher, you know what I'm saying? You have to teach a fifth grader the ways of how they can actually learn at that age, or teach somebody who's in the seventh grade or the eighth grade or 10th grade. And if you actually can remember everything that was told to you or taught to you in that moment tomorrow when you wake up, then that's how you actually know you learned it. Like you can talk to somebody about this right now. You could be friends with somebody your whole entire life and be like, man, I've been talking about this for a long time. Like, do you ever learn, or do you ever like listen to what I'm really saying, or something like that? You're teaching somebody that might be your child, and it's like, okay, well, you're going to school, you're memorizing these things because you want to get good grades, or because you want to, get to the next level. But are you really waking up the next day and really remembering and utilizing it and doing something with it? That's why they say knowledge is power, but really knowledge is potential power, because if you don't utilize your knowledge, then you're not really getting anywhere. You're not really doing nothing with it, you know?
You know what I've learned though? That most people listen to respond. They don't listen to observe and to withhold and to have knowledge of. They
Okay.
listen to respond.
Yep.
Yep. Them are selective hearing.
Definitely.
I got a lot of people like that around me, selective hearing. Like I said, like I would teach you, I would coach you, and I don't even charge people for the work that I do, because I feel like this is my time to give back. You know what I'm saying? Like when you realize how much you took from the world, not even from people, and then how much you cheated yourself. I tell people like, hey, look, you cheating on your girlfriend, you ain't cheating on her, you cheated on yourself.
Yep.
Cause you could have unlocked the potential inside of you if you would have kept it together. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like potential. I don't like that word at all.
It's no guarantee.
That's
Look,
one of my pet peeve words, is that potential word.
but you know what? Potential is the biggest key to unlocking the next level of you.
Is it? Is it
Yes.
the potential of it, or is it the ability to do it?
No, the ability to do it. You may never get farther. The potential comes from you wanting to know, wanting to learn.
Yeah,
You
but
see what I'm
it's
saying?
not. It doesn't become an action until you put the action forth to it.
But the action already put, just because it didn't happen on the
It
3D
still
plan
stays
doesn't mean
stagnant.
it didn't happen.
Well, you're talking about, I believe what she's talking about was like, okay, well, you're thinking about it, but actually taking action is physically doing it. But I'm sure you all know about the Elohim. So when it comes to Elohim, you have the potential, you have your purpose, and you also have the possibility. So it's like when you actually know your purpose, like you might be like, oh, what's your potential? You go to college, you can be a 5-star recruit or something like that. You have the potential to be the greatest. But realistically, it's like once you know your purpose, then it really gets you moving. You're really like, okay, now I'm really taking action. Like now I know my purpose. So now I'm gonna think about all the possibilities that I want to create, or the possibilities that are already there, and then make new ones. So it's almost like the everlasting learning tree. As long as you're curious, you're going to always be creative. It's like flowing water. Water always flows and never stops unless something gets in its way. So it's all that potential and all that possibility to go to the deepest depths, or to go somewhere you've never been. It's just, knowing your purpose first. Because a lot of people who don't know their purpose in life will spend most of their life trying to figure out their life. You know what I'm saying? Or most people will live their life to survive rather than living to be alive. So even right now, it's like a lot of people are just living to survive on certain types of planes and certain types of level. But when you get over that, when you get over all of that, that's when you can really see the world for what it is and for what you want to do with it. So,
I took this one class, and it was online, and the lady name is called, her name is Queen Alchemy, online YouTube. She's a tarot reader, and she helped me get through the biggest challenge of my life, which was suicide. Right. So what she taught me was the breathing technique to visualize that third step. See, the first step is wanting a change. The second step is thinking about it, which was what you was talking about. The third step is the action, but we don't even know the first step actually came from the 4D. The first step was the 4D, giving us enlightenment about what we should do. Now, if we choose to move forward with it, that's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? But the more you delay it, the more you're going to be forced to do it.
Right. The more you delay it, the more you not do anything, the more it's going to be on your back.
And that's the same thing we talked about before, about when I said to you, I listen to the universe, and if I don't do what the universe says, then I begin anxious and I feel like anxiety inside of me, like I'm a pop, I'll be shooken up until I listen to the universe.
Yeah.
That's the same thing he was saying.
Yeah, it's like a tea kettle, you know what I'm saying? You put the tea kettle on the stove for too long, that ringing in your, that whisper, it started off as a whisper, but then it became ringing in your ears, and now it's like, oh shit, I need to do something now. Or you get life smacks you in the face or something like that, then you have no choice. You know, you can wait till that actually happens, or you can be like, all right, let me do something about it now, today, rather than wait until tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, the little bitty breadcrumbs at the same time. So that's definitely good too. The tea kettle, and, you know what I'm saying, just being, let's say, unfulfilled, because a lot of people, when it comes to life and being in the matrix and having to deal with this physical reality, they are in that space where they're not fed up enough to change something. You know, it's like they say, anger gets shit done. When you're angry and you're mad, you're going to do whatever it was that you probably didn't want to do, or something that you was like, all right, this needs to happen now. You're going to do that right now. But, you know what I'm saying, when you're cool, calm, and collective, sometimes some things might go by, or you might be like, I'm going to wait, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll forget about it. And then once it comes back, you'll be like, damn, it's almost like you got a monkey on your back. Now you got no choice but have it back up against the wall. So, yeah.
Yeah, when you realize what you want in life, bro, you just start visualizing attacking it. Everything, you are going to end up in the right place at the right time with the right. It just always happen like that. It's called decoding. Decoding. Once you say, okay, I want me a security job. Close your eyes for 15 to 30 seconds and imagine you pulling out the gun out the holster, wearing the jacket. Long as you do that, bro, you got the job.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell. It's so easy to manifest things in our life, but it seems like the more bigger we manifest, the more fear and pressure we put on ourselves.
The only thing that stops us is ourselves, with our subconscious, because we put doubt and fear into ourselves.
Yes, because it feels abnormal. You see what I'm saying? Some things be like, this can't be real. Oh no, this can't. Okay, but you know what that feeling feels like, right? You know what that feeling feel like. You gonna cry, don't it? If you win the lottery for 100 million, okay, well, you start crying now, so you can kind of feel what it feels like.
A lot of people don't imagine it, because that's where, like, just like when we were children, your imagination was everything, because imagination can create worlds.
Yes.
Just like your words can create universes and planets and all that different type of stuff too. And it's just all about getting to that level. So I really agree with that as well. Definitely.
So when I do my manifested charts, the first thing I put on there is that how I feel at the moment. What is my feeling from this, what I receive?
What is your feeling? Nice.
What is my feeling? So I speak on my feeling first. Yep. Because in order for anything to come to play, you have to feel it first.
Right. You have to already know that you have it. You know what I'm saying?
I got to feel that feeling of having it. And then once I feel that feeling, then I can go from there, and then I can speak it to the universe, into the parallel universes.
Yeah, because it reminds me of Bruce Lee, when Bruce Lee was like, you know, not fear, but defeat is never actually real until you actually accept it, you know, until you believe it to be real, which means you actually are already defeated on the inside before you actually were defeated when you started fighting, or when you started going to do whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are. And it works in the same way as reverse, as in, you know what I'm saying, if you believe something to be real, I'm going to just, what about if I was to win that lottery? Let me just write down the things that I would do. Oh, I would give this person money, or I would help this person, or I would start a GoFundMe, or I would do this and do that for this person, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to do that. Like, not just imagining it, but putting it into fruition.
Yeah.
Then it actually manifests into reality.
Reality.
You know? even the crystals that I have on at the same time, I was thinking about, oh, I have this star right here. So this is a seed. So by this being a seed, I'm gonna plant the seed into my mind, and then I'm gonna grow a tree out of it into physical reality. And bam, I have something that was created from inside out rather than just being looking at it like, what can happen? What is the potential with this here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential. Now let me find a purpose for it, and then let me make that into reality. So there's a lot of different ways you can have with that, because it's all about how you manifest.
And you know what I need people to have a real understanding of is that your words are powerful so bad that they are spells. Now you can either wish upon and use them correctly with pure and genuine intentions, or you can use them in the negative manner for demonic and evil intentions. It's all about how you say it and how you feel when you say it and what your intentions saying it.
Right.
I say, like, even when I do my affirmations, as far as like I am rich, I am wealthy, I'm self-motivated, I also show love back to the universe, which means like anything that I receive, the more I receive, the more I give.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
The more you receive, the more you give. That's the law of reciprocity.
Yes. Because the law of oneness is always going to teach you the same thing: show gratitude. Every affirmation is making you show gratitude.
So last Sunday, we did that cleanup thing, and when I was doing the cleanup, everybody kept saying, "This is the lady that put it together. This is the lady that, because of this lady, it's all came together." And they kept on wanting to put me out there, and I was like, "I did nothing. I did nothing. What I am is a vessel of love from the Most High. So if I'm a vessel of love from the Most High, all I was a vessel. I did nothing but become a vessel. Everything else come through me from the universe was not because of me. I was just a vessel."
Yeah, it's like being a vehicle, you know what I'm saying? Like me being on here right now, you know, I'm here not just because of you. I wouldn't be here without you, but I'm here also because of the energy of me being a vessel, or me being, you know what I'm saying, like a servant of man, or me actually showing and being the way and knowing who I am. So I can definitely understand that and understand why you wanted people to be like, yeah, it's not just because of me. Like,
no,
we're all here. We're all in this together, basically.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for your energy, I wouldn't have got to know you, and then I wouldn't have harassed you way back then, and kept harassing you way back then until you finally acknowledged me and was like, "Okay, this lady won't stop, so let me see what she's about." And then you felt my energy, and you were like, "Okay, I see."
Yeah. Just like being a part of the community, you know what I'm saying, being on this podcast. It's been a while since I've actually done like a video like this where I'm actually interacting with people, and then we're having this type of discussion. But it's different because now it's like being a part of the community. Now it's like, okay, well, I'm not just from, you know, this city and state. I'm actually interacting with the people, and then the youth. And then from the youth, you get, you know what I'm saying, the world of everyone being like, you know what, this is a beautiful place, or this is something that I needed to hear, or this is a video I needed to watch, or, you know what I'm saying? It is beautiful. It's a beautiful symphony, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But a lot of people want the knowledge of, and that's what I was trying to get the point of. A lot of people want the knowledge of, and I don't want the knowledge of at all, because if it wasn't for me knowing my divine God within me and me having the faith that I have, nothing else would happen. So who am I giving the knowledge to besides the Most High?
You. Because you are the Most High.
Thank you. So that's who I give the thanks to. I don't want to talk about who I am in this temporary vessel or this human experience that I'm living in, and give thanks to Kimberly, because she don't exist.
Sorry. Thanks to Kimberly.
She don't exist.
She don't.
Because I am not Kimberly.
Yeah. That's the same as sports athletes, you know, being a sport athlete. You believe in yourself, where you build yourself up to where you know you are the best, or you know you are the greatest in this physical reality. But you have to also do the same in the other plane to know that you are nothing at all.
Yeah.
You know? So like even I think Jim Carrey, Keanu Reeves, a lot of celebrities has also been in that same type of mindset of being like, yeah, I'm here, but I'm not really here.
Yeah.
It's just like music. It's like it's ringing to your ears. It's something that's difficult to explain, but you don't need words to explain it.
Yeah, I mean, just like I'm gonna add to what you're saying too, because that's just like when we see all these people, promoting demonic symbolism and autonomies. That's what they call. To me, it seems like they want us to accept it so we can move on to the next portal. You feel what I'm saying? Because just think about it. If religious people sacrifice their own religious god, think about what we're talking about from the Bible. They sacrifice their own religious god and use his religion to torture people, to enslave people, and to force them into slavery, right? But we are forced to believe in them to redeem us and take away our pain and all our sins. But then we have the same thing that's not telling us that, but telling us that, hey, we believe in the devil and we have riches. Ain't this what you're missing? Ain't this what you want? So how do you choose between two gods that are the same but nothing alike?
That are the same but nothing alike.
And I hold power of the fact of that we all have demons within all of us, and the yin and the it's just like the yin and the yang within all of us. We all battle the good and bad within ourselves. So the devil and the God are both in us.
Yeah. Like how they talking about the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. Even on the Looney Tunes cartoons when we was children and stuff, like they always had this one on this shoulder. You got your light side.
Because that's inside of us all. Them are all those were like hidden innuendos. They were all key things. They were showing us, there were passages. They were showing us the truth. We thought as kids that it was just a cartoon and someone made it up. No, they're telling you.
Oh yeah.
Just like the book, just like the Bible. I believe, I don't know, so I can't say no, but I believe that it got reversed, like the good is the bad and the bad is the good. They made it to fit the narrative of whoever was reading it at the time and told it.
Yep.
There is truth in it. There is so much truth in it. Not saying there isn't at all.
I would say this. When you read the Bible and you think about how many times they have demolished society as far as killing them off, separation, and dividing. When you think about those three things, it's not hard to create a Bible and make people live off of it. All I have to do is say, Kimberly, the spiritual healer, and Grandmaster 11 was the two guys around 1980. He had 3 kids, she had 2 kids. They married each other. Come on, now we see this in movies all the time.
Yeah,
so like I said, I'm not saying that what we reading is wrong. I'm just saying it's so easy to make people follow you.
Yes, for sure.
On this 3D plan, everybody wants to be a follower.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So anything that seems appealing and everybody's following it, you see them red shoes, big old red shoes. Everybody got them.
And they look ugly as hell too. I don't understand why.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not hard, man. We just got to use our minds as people to go back into nature and hold hands like the hippies. And once we do that, we are able to revitalize ourselves. We are able to consciously transmit a frequency to bring people in closer that has the same powers, the same healing energy, the same aura for us to change the world. It's not, people think because we have these towers, these frequencies are overriding our frequencies. No, it's not. All it is just causing disruption, just a quick little channel. All they do is send a signal and certain people go crazy, certain people don't.
Yeah. Because it's all about the brain waves.
Bro, it's a movie. I think it's Kingsman's too. I don't know if y'all ever seen Kingsman.
Kingsman, they be fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Samuel Jackson is an evil scientist, and he take the chip and put it in the phone, and everybody got that chip in their phone. And he hit the button, everybody go crazy. Start killing each other and everything else, bro. That is exactly why they building these towers to have more 5G, 7G, 6G because of the frequency. You feel what I'm saying? They need a certain amount of hertz to be able to control our minds. Right now, they're controlling our emotions.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, and that's why I pray all the time to separate myself from these human emotions. I want to rid the human emotions from me because they affect me in such a negative manner. And I don't even mean that it's I don't even mean dark thoughts. I don't mean it's something that I'm going to harm nobody or harm myself. When I say negative manner, it messes with my higher frequency of inner peace, that I allow myself to overly love or to overly care or to overly cry over the universe, because I feel the pain from the universe of people, how they are so mean and they're so careless and they just trash this place, and they just that emotionally hurts me.
But you know what? It should. And you should let that build you too, because just think about it. The world will not progress without chaos.
And it does build me, but I want to separate myself from the feeling of it. I want to have such inner peace that nothing around me affects me.
It's no way possible.
Oh, yes, there is.
Want me to tell you why?
Dharma. And I'm going to get Dharma.
Look, you're definitely going to get Dharma. Look, the more you separate look, I noticed this. The more you separate yourself from the world and its chaotic fantasies, the more you become entrapped.
Yeah.
Okay? Because then it builds up as a fear. A fear
has to be a balance.
Exactly. You got to have a little good, little bad. Throw yourself out there and jump off a bridge or something. You know what I'm saying? Go to see the point if you're afraid of rides, because that fear that you overcome is preparing you for the next one.
I don't have no fear.
That's a beautiful thing.
I can give you.
I mean, you shouldn't really have fear of anything. You should live by fear. You know, the only thing is that we are always our biggest enemy. You know what I'm saying? Every day you wake up, you have to defeat yourself first.
I have no fear, for real. I don't fear nothing. I don't, because I have faith. I really honestly listen to the universe. I don't have no worry, no fear. I don't care if it's 11 o'clock and my bill's due at 11:59. If something's going to happen, the universe is going to provide.
Hey, she is not lying, because look, I sat up here and told my angels and ancestors, I said, I want a security job. And I closed my eyes and stepped in front of the mirror and I meditated and I did mirror magic and I touched myself on the opposite side of the mirror. Like I really felt myself holding my hand. You feel me? And it told me I got this. Next day, I got a call with a security job. You feel me? Same thing with Amazon. I did it with Amazon. Now I'm working at Amazon. You see what I'm saying?
That's nice.
It's literally possible for you to communicate. Just go over there to the mirror. You walk past the mirror every day and it takes pictures of you, your emotions. So every time you walk back past that mirror, it's going to deflect your emotions back onto you.
I don't look into it because I am.
You don't have to.
No, because I am a mirror.
Right. So just imagine when you walk past, a reflection of you is being captured in the mirror. So if you're not feeding yourself positive thoughts and happy when you're around mirrors, then guess what? You feel me?
That's why you have to put, like, a lot of times when we want to get to another level, we always put little sticky notes on the mirror. You know, like I am wealthy, I am loved, I am healing, I am this, I am that, or I attract this, or I am powerful, this and that, whatever people might want to put. And you're doing it in the mirror, especially when you wake up in the morning or even before you go to sleep, because you're using that mirror reflection to show you the way and to also manifest something out of that for yourself. It's almost like going deeper within yourself, imploding. You know, you can either implode like a star, or you can explode. You can either implode and go deeper within yourself, or you can explode and go further out. But it still has to be a balance, you know, it still has to be an up and a down, you know, a yin and a yang, an in and an out, or light and a dark. And there's really no such thing as, in a way, negativity, because it's all about how your energy is utilized. You know, it doesn't matter necessarily what you do, is how you use it. You know, we smoke weed. Smoking weed is good. Some people look at it like it's bad. Some people look at it like it's good, but it's really all about how you use it. You know what I'm saying? So if you overuse something or you over abuse it, that's when you actually are making it seem a little toxic. But when you're using it for what it needs to be, that's when you're using it for the purpose, you know, the purpose of its utilization.
What is purpose for? Right. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. So it's just like knowing people. It's the same thing.
Most people have obsession over materialistic things, and they think that they can control people like materialistic things. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I go to people and, I learn everything I can, I tell them this: look, once you get into spirituality, you can't go back. It won't allow you to go back. Because if you met me, you can't go back.
Mm-hmm.
It's no way that you just ran into me out of nowhere when you was just going through something and you begged God or somebody, whoever you was communicating with, because it's not always God. You can be communicating with your cousin.
Your
That's an
ancestors.
ancestor, right? That's an ancestor that loved eating candy, and she made your ass eat candy for like 30 years.
Yep.
You got the same sexual urges as her. She done laid in every bed that you laid in. You don't even know it's her doing it to you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand that too, because we do have certain family members that do like certain things or do have certain objects, but a lot of people, when they do speak to the spirits or they do try to conjure up spirits or something, that's where you have to be specific on the energy that you're, playing with.
The same
Otherwise,
thing when you speak. Yeah.
yeah.
But you know what? Even with that, you have to, like, last night, I light a candle. I do my manifestation. I see my candle lit, flickering. Then it just gets still. Then it turns and start flickering. So I knew it was a spirit in the room with me. You see what I'm saying? So I asked the spirit. I said, "Is this you, Grandma?" I asked it, "Was this you, Leno? Was this you, Morel?" It started going real crazy. Now I got to remember that in the house that I'm living in, it's like 6 to 7 pictures of people on the wall. Some of them living and one of them dead. So ain't no telling who this person is trying to communicate with me.
Right.
Pretending to be my grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like this shit.
I know that. 'Cause that's also why, like when we do speak to our ancestors or we do speak to our loved ones who have passed away, we do things that we have things that they might like or things that they loved when they were alive, or we'll put a Christmas wreath on the door or something like that because it opens a way for the spirits to go
It's a
through
portal, yep.
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 So it's like once they go through the portal, even in your dreams and stuff like that, you might not be noticing it, but the only person who really knows is the person that's really utilizing it for the purpose of his creation. And when it comes to your past relatives, you might not even understand, like, this might be my cousin. I never met you, but now that I'm looking into my family history, I realize you were just like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I could be related to Albert Einstein and didn't even know, why am I so intelligent, or why do I like this so much? And then it's like, oh, now I understand. It's just going deeper within your own DNA, utilizing what's really happening in the physical realm and actually utilizing that energy, I should say.
Yeah, because once you set up your altar and whoever you put on that altar, as far as like a loved one that's dead, grandma, cousin, and you dedicate that altar to them, you can start giving offerings to them. And that offer, I literally put a piece of candy on the offering for my grandma, and she loved butterscotch candy, bro. And the damn candy was gone. Nobody touched it. The wrapper was even gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it. They will come here to visit, to communicate, and to accept your offerings. You know what I'm saying?
So when I was younger, I used to always look in mirrors, and then I did the affirmation, put them on mirrors. I did that for her growth as my growing period of life while I was healing. Now that I'm I can't even say older. Now that I'm in this evolved into this state of where I am now, I no longer really look at mirrors. Right now, I will not really look at a mirror. I look at it, but I won't look into it because I have no reason to at this present moment until I know there's something that is I told you before, Tuan, I know there's something that I have a blockage of some sort. Once I am able to open up that blockage, I'm able to go back into looking in the mirrors. But at this present moment, I haven't done it in a while.
As soon as you did that, the lights in my car dimmed. So you got to stop doing that.
Wow.
You got to stop doing that. I told you, look, you have a lot of power. And when you talk to me, I told you, when you do certain shit happens. And I get a big overwhelming feeling of numbness. And I come back to my own body. But you You gotta look in that mirror. Gotta
I
look. Look,
I
as soon as I said that, the light went back up.
I always like when I always stared into the mirror. Sometimes I like looking into my own eyes. I'm like, oh, okay, wow. Like, okay, I have some nice eyes, or I'll just look at my features because just like sometimes we be living, we don't be like, oh, I appreciate my hands, or I love my skin, or I love my scar right here that I got when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? It might not be a good memory, but it's still loving your scars or loving.
I love everything about me. Listen, I'm in love with myself. I mean, for real, please don't let me talk about me because I really love me.
Right.
I love me some a lot. But that ain't even it. It's just that I'm not gonna say it again because he hit base on it, but because I'm so in tune with myself and I'm so in tune with my outer self that I know what I'm doing. And I'm not ready to transition into that part yet until I'm completely where I have to be and I know what I have to do. Like I gotta do shrooms. I'm gonna do them and I'm gonna
There
do
you
like
go.
7
I was
grams.
waiting on it.
And once I do my 7 grams of shrooms, then I'll be able to look in the mirror again. I'll be able to finish my Reiki. I'll be able to do everything I'm supposed to do.
See, it was one time where I was actually on it was LSD, and I was using the bathroom, and I was in a bathroom that was kind of small, almost like it was a closet or something like that. And there was a big mirror, and then I'm looking at the mirror, and I'm like, it looks almost like water. Like if I touch it, it'd be like it looked like just like the Matrix movie when Neo was in the mirror. And then when he expanded, and then the mirror expanded.
Brody, let me get a lighter, man.
It came back, and I'm like, that is a
lighter,
very powerful mirror dimension. So
Yeah.
whenever you do that, yeah, definitely, say shrooms.
And I will afterwards. I just know I have to. I tell everybody I have to do it. Well, once I do this, though, I know I'm going to be free and I'll be able to communicate and listen better. I'm not at that point of communication enough yet.
Right. Yeah, you haven't reached the highest level where you feel like you are ready to go to the next level.
Mm-hmm. And it's not because of fear. I'm like, I don't really want to say what it is because I don't want to put that agreement upon there that's not there. So I just know within me that there's something that is stopping the transition. And once I get over that, then I'll be okay.
Well, you know what the best way to get over it?
To go through it.
Just doing it.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. The best way to get over it is to announce it and to denounce it. Okay? You feel me? So me knowing that I'm gonna always encounter somebody that has suicidal issues. I am thankful for these moments like this.
Yeah.
I am thankful for that trial in my life where I became stronger through all the chaotic situations. I am thankful for the people that tried to love on me and I didn't want their love.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You have to accept that part of you because that's the next stage of you.
Okay, hold on.
It is. It's the next stage. You got to take it. Take it by the coat and put it on.
Right. You have to
do these shrooms for real. And once I do these shrooms, then I can do that.
Girl, we can put the shrooms together, girl.
I have to do the shrooms.
I'm right down the street. Look.
Like right down the street. I got shrooms over too.
For real, bro. We all right down the street from each other. For real.
We are kind of right down the street from each other.
Well, me not. Well, right now I'm not technically, but where I live at, where I stay at, yes, you can say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta definitely once I do this, then because you know what mirrors are for, right? You know what they were made for. They are portals, and they are the looking glass of the past.
Yeah,
the mirror was used for torture. Torture was to make a person face themselves after they were doped up off of medication to see how the mind reacts to unstableness. Okay. Once they realize how the conscious mind works, they used it as a portal to display a self-image of what you didn't like about yourself.
See, I didn't even know that. You learn something every day.
Afterwards,
Yeah. That's what the mirror is for you to not like yourself. So every time you walk past the mirror, you're trying to fix things on you,
Mm.
knowing that you feel good. People
So-
want to look good and feel good.
So what I learned to do is stop looking through my eyes and start looking through my inner eyes of other people. So I no longer look at myself through my eyes. I look at it how people perceive me. So I look at myself through my inner eyes.
Yeah. See,
That's
and
why
I say the same thing, because really in this physical world, you can't actually see yourself. You're not actually able to see yourself unless you see yourself from the eyes of other people. So if we weren't looking in the mirror, then you would never really be able to know what you actually look like unless you really saw your reflection off of something, or somebody was like, I love your energy, or you're an old soul, or you know what I'm saying, I like something about you, or okay, today my interaction with you wasn't so great. So whatever it was, how I view you in this present moment in time is how you are, or whoever you choose to be in this present moment in time.
And that's the whole thing. We are never who we are supposed to be. We are who we choose to be all the time, bro.
all the time, yeah.
All the time. And that's why I say the mirror has done it for us. The mirror has made us believe that we have to be a certain person, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like even when we put on our crystals, right? Our crystals make us become a different person. But these same crystals that we are wearing is already inside of us. We just choose not to activate it.
Yeah.
So
a lot
in
of
our
it
mind,
missing you too.
right? So in our mind, the appearance and what people compliment is going to give us the feeling of us unlocking it and becoming better and more spiritual. Because we can sit here all day, bro. That's just like a barber, right? Somebody that want to be a barber. He can watch videos all day, but if he don't put his hands on the clippers and put the clippers on the head, he'll never be a barber.
You
You
never
see what I'm
tried.
saying?
You never tried.
Exactly, bro.
And that's true too. That's just like when it comes to the crystals that I made, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times where a lot of them was made at points where, okay, I didn't necessarily know what to do with it, or I didn't really, I'm just like, oh, I'm looking at everybody else like, oh man, that person's good. That person's great. I would never be able to do that, but I can probably try. And then once I actually started doing it, it's like, oh wow, people been complimenting me on the things that I do, like it's better or greater than somebody else's, when I'm like, really, it's just my expression of myself. You know, it's just me
It's that
trying.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because you have a love for it, that's the reason why they're attracted to it. You feel what I'm saying? Anything that we love as humans, people are attracted to it. You can love working out. Post that shit every day, and guess what's gonna happen? They gonna love you.
It's gonna attract people that do that same things.
The only time we don't attract the things that we want in life, or the people that we want in life, is when we change those laws within ourselves. When we say we're not gonna do something, because I know you didn't heard a whole bunch of stories of people saying, God, if you get me out this situation, I'm a. As soon as they get out of it, guess what? They go right back to doing the same.
Yeah.
They froze him.
Yeah, he got froze, but
remember I told you that every time we speak on something that's knowledgeable and that's important to talk about.
Yeah, because even with me, when it starts happening, it's like my throat might get a little bit dry, and I'm like, oh, I need to drink some water. And then all of a sudden I start speaking very profound, or speaking something that like somebody needs to hear or somebody needs to know, or just a particular type of moment. I call them glitches.
Tuan, repeat yourself, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what I was saying was, like, when you hear somebody cry out to God for him to change their condition, not their life, because they never change their life. They just change the conditions. You know what I'm saying? They cry out for God and go back and doing the same thing after he gave them a different condition. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you how we are living in a matrix. Because it's plenty of girls that sit up here, I'll never go back to I'll never let a man, I'll never be with no. But what do you know? It takes somebody that's real vulnerable to go out into this world and get dogs. Dogs smell. Dogs smell fear. We are humans. So we smell the flesh when it is scared, vulnerable, weak, and them are the ones we find.
Don't say we when you say that word.
When I say we, the reason why I say we, because I am. I am. I am the same. I smelled y'all. How you think you found me?
I already know.
Right. So we.
It's like pheromones.
I know. I know my pheromones are strong. That's not the issue. But you can't say the other word, the H word.
Which part?
That you claim to be.
Oh, the human. I'm you, man. No, I'm just playing.
That makes a
Or it
lot
would
of
be
sense.
like, okay, I'm in this vessel in time, but you still know you are more than just this.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like
have to
I'm
live
here
out
with
my
you and
truth.
we're speaking, but you know, like we're here, but we're not here at the same time.
Yeah, because right now all of our higher self is looking down at us, orchestrating this whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You see what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, like, hey, your higher self is the only reason why you met me. You know what I'm saying? It was something that you needed to hear, something that your ego needed to face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's time for you to get on a different timeline. Like, come on now.
I
Facts.
loved you before I met you. Because as
Facts.
soon as I seen you, I knew I loved you, and I loved him before I met him. Well, I loved him as soon as I seen him too, because
Yeah.
like I hunted him down.
Yeah, it was like it's like, especially with people who are on that wave or on that frequency, and then you're like, okay, well, it's something about your energy or it's something about you as a person. And then you get to know, okay, well, oh, this is what connects us because we're bonded to everybody, but it's all about what actually connects us to people. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
some people need to be friends or some people need to be bonded or close to each other because they benefit. It's almost like you can say somebody might get a dog for emotional support or something like that, or somebody needs a support system within their life, so they need to meet somebody that can actually do things that they cannot do, or tell them things that no one else will, or
Mm-hmm.
put them in an environment or help them get somewhere because it's vice versa. It's just
Yeah.
knowing the difference. Just being here, being right now is a blessing for me, but I know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people who weren't even on this camera or people who are on this camera at the
Right.
same time,
I love how you said that too.
Yeah.
Because even with us being on this camera, it's a lot more people on this camera that we don't see.
For
These
sure.
empty spots, all these empty spots supposed to be, they filled up right now. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Well, my ex co-host, and what he was referring to as my ex co-host is his friend, and my ex co-host is the reason why I was attracted to him and met him.
Mm.
So even though my ex co-host is no longer here,
Mm.
if it wasn't for Jabril, I wouldn't have known of him.
Mm-hmm. And I
Right.
tell people this: when somebody transition, because I was watching my spiritual ancestor reading today, and it was a train that went by, and they said that somebody finally took that train to go home to transition. So it's a beautiful thing. When I hear about death, it's so beautiful.
Oh, my
I
ex
watched
didn't
I,
die
I
though.
watched the movie Mario with my kids, and it was I don't know if y'all seen it yet. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Mario.
But go see it. Go see it. It's very
What are you talking
spiritual.
about? Super Mario?
Super Mario. Go
Oh, yeah,
watch it, bro.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
very
Super Mario.
spiritual. It's so much spiritual content in there that the kids would never see it. They would never understand it. But pretty much what they were saying was these tunnels are portals that Mario was going through. These are the portals that we have in life up under the swords. You see what
Yep.
I'm saying? And once we find that portal and we transition, we are just pigments of energy. So anything that's of that world that we transition into, it will make us stronger, make us more powerful to get ready to fight the battle. Right? Now we had sometimes where people got locked up and everybody was talking about, oh, I want to survive, but it was one thing that didn't want to survive, which was a star. A blue star was trapped in the cage. And when they was lowering it down to the volcano fire, the star like, thank God, it's almost over. Right? And I'm like, what the fuck? So once they stopped it and it started going back up, she said, oh, what the hell? So the
Oh,
star wanted to die. You feel what I'm saying? Because she felt like that was peace. If I have to suffer like this, I don't want to suffer.
mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
And
can
then at
relate
the end
to
of the
that.
movie, she like, oh, that was a happy ending, wasn't it? But that means it's all over. I'm like,
Part is
this
over.
shit's scary.
See, that's another thing too about cartoons because they have so many different spiritual knowledge in it, and the reason why they hide them is because cartoons weren't actually made for children; they were made
Not at
for
all.
adults.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just that we allow our children to watch them, and then it's like, okay, now you're older, now it's different.
Well, you know, the mental program for a kid starts at 7 years old anyway. So when a parent decides to be a parent, they're not really a parent, they're a child. And they're still trying to live a fast life. And there's no guidance or discipline. It's just forcing a kid to go over parents and kids and family members' houses. You feel what I'm saying? So when they force the kid to sit down and watch a movie, watch TV, they don't even know that their kid is being disciplined.
Yeah.
Programmed, tortured.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Subliminally set up to do wrong.
Put fear in your head. Yeah.
Yes, everything.
Doubt, all of it.
Everything.
I can definitely understand that. Well, I can definitely overstand that because it's almost like, you know, you're not around them, and you know, the television is a programmed system. So it's programming your mind, but it's also about what you're actually feeding it at the same time, because not everything can be used in, let's say, a negative way. Like sometimes you can feed it, you can use the same energy that was supposed to be used against you to turn positive. It's just utilizing the magnets, you know, the attraction, positive, negative attraction pulling, you know.
You definitely got to be able to transmute negative energy into positive energy. Like my whole thing with the reason why I took this journey is because I fed myself so much negative energy. Like I was destroying myself and fearing to go outside and destroy the world, bro. Like it was so fucking scary. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't fear me hurting nobody. I feared me hurting myself in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So when I realized that and I grew out of that, it just made me start healing people in the best way, man. Like you suffering of a relationship, that is not a problem. It's an easy way to get out of a relationship emotionally. Physically, that's still your choice because you can choose to go and deal with them. That's physical. Emotionally, you don't even have to have them in your mind, your spirit, your body, none of that. I can show you how to detox them. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't like to fight their ego. You feel me? No matter how much they higher conscious send them people or even tell them or even put it in a song. Because a lot of people hear it in songs and still do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand exactly what you're saying too, because even in music does play a role too in what we actually choose to listen to, because it's like, okay, if you listen to something that's uplifting or something that makes you want to dance, you're automatically going to be feeling a lot more upbeat. And in a way, you can program your own mind or program yourself while listening to certain music to actually be like, you know what, this emotional, whatever is lower than this actual emotion, I don't want nothing with, you know, I don't want it to affect me in any type of way there is. And also when it comes to healing, we can heal ourselves because healing is getting to a point where we are able to protect ourselves. And then when you're able to protect yourself, you don't have to worry about anything that's going to actually harm you or hurt you or nothing like that, because you're fortified, you're secure within, you know, like mind, body, spirit, emotion, all different types of levels. Like it doesn't matter what type of level it is because it's on all levels. And then when you reach higher than that level, that's when, you know, it's like it's I don't even know how to explain it, but let's just say it's like a different dimension. And then when you live in that different dimension, you still have this vessel here on this plane and this physical reality, and which is why we are speaking about what we're speaking about now, or which is why we're able to wear the crystals, or some people don't even need crystals. We don't, it's just wearing it just because we either like it, we love it, or we're wearing it for an actual reason, just like the Egyptians, you know, when they wore their crystals, it was for protection. It wasn't just for being like, oh, I'm flossing, I'm blinging. It was more of a spiritual type of thing, you know?
Yeah, because like I know every time that I meditate, I do my spiritual baths or, you know, my showers or whatever. And like I said, my intentions for what a shower does for me is something totally different from what it does from you. You don't even tell the water what to do. You just get in that motherfucker, wash up and jump out and get to going.
Now, I do want to say something about that too. You know, water is basically a crystal. So when you're in your bath, you know, you're taking your bath and things like that. That's the reason why you play certain music, or either you put certain bath salts in them, or you know, have your sage, your Palo Santo, or you have a candle, or you're setting an intention or something like that. That's because water is a crystal and it can heal you. It can take you to a different destination. But sometimes people, you know, they just get in there, like you said, they just get in there, wash up. All right, I'm out, and I'm just cleaning my physical body. I'm not really washing off, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really getting rid of, you know, everything that is on me or in me at the same time as manifesting something or having a spiritual bath and being like, all right, I want to get this job, or no, matter of fact, I want to get this business, forget the job, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all different types of levels, all different types of ways that works for someone that might not work for someone else. But as long as you try it, that's how you know you're actually utilizing your knowledge or utilizing your potential or utilizing what's actually right in front of you that most people might have neglected or might have forgot or might have been afraid of or might have thought less than, you know.
And the crazy thing is, like, even when somebody think it doesn't work for them, that's because their intentions was wrong.
Yes.
You feel me? They didn't have intentions to do it with a passion, with love, with, you know what I'm saying, discernment. They heard what you said and it offended them. You feel me? Because now they feel like you are attacking them on a spiritual level because you're so conscious, you're so aware, you're so woke. No, I just see right through you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just some real shit. Like, you can see right through people. Some people don't even have auras about them. You feel what I'm saying? Some people don't even have protection. Like, I done seen the strongest people be the weakest people on the inside. Because they never built that spiritual strength. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that is another reason why I was speaking about athletes and things like that, because I'm also, you know, a former football player and things like that, and I love training mixed martial arts. And in a way, believing in yourself, whether it was you just believing in yourself, knowing that you are great or you can be great, or believing in yourself, knowing that you are the best at this or best at that, you know, sport or ability, that does build you up. And in a way, it does build up part of your ego. And a lot of times, even though an athlete might be, let's say, Michael Jordan in a way, the greatest person or the greatest basketball player or athlete, you know, the world has ever known, can be super superior on this physical plane because of what they have physically done. But in the spiritual plane, they can be like ants. You know, on the spiritual plane, they might not even be like when they transition or when they go to the next level. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, you were this in this world, but you really didn't, you wasn't nothing here. And just
that's
like
what it really is. That's what it really is, bro. Like, you would not be doing the same thing that you're doing on another level, on another plan at all, on another timeline. Like right now, just because you have interest in something doesn't mean that that's what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is only getting you a step closer to what you're supposed to be evolved into. Most of us, we some of us healers, some of us psychics, some of us, you know, divination seekers and healers and stuff like that. But when it all comes down to it, bro, we probably was all fucking doctors and nurses. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mental therapists. Think about
realistically,
bro. Like, and I'd always tell people that, like, just because you're doing it here, bro, doesn't mean it's something that you're not getting. You feel me? Like me, I wasn't supposed to be doing this shit. You feel me? My spiritual gifts was blocked when I tried to commit suicide for almost 10 years, on and off, right? I was forced to mask those emotions and put into music. But not even knowing that the music is preparing me to go out and speak to people. See what I'm saying? Right. So that's how you crack the code. You feel what I'm saying? The music is going to give me pay, but I'm going to be wealthy by doing this. I'm going to be rich forever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it reminds me of, I really cannot remember his name, but he's like a famous motivational speaker. And he was saying how, like, he just started making videos and just, you know, doing certain things on camera. And then somehow they wanted him. I wish I knew his name. I wish I remember his name. But they wanted him to come on to.
He's a black.
Yeah. Like he looked like he used to play football or something like that. Like,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, they gave me like they was gonna give me like $1 million contract, or they was gonna pay me more than all the people who actually woke up every day to be motivational speakers, all because of what I started to do, and I didn't even know it was going to get me to this level just to be in this building and talk to y'all in this type of way. And really, that's just like when it comes to having money. Some people be like, okay, what is $1 million to you? Like realistically, you can already have that within yourself and not really care about having it in your hands, because what you are value to other people or what you give people in a way is more, more valuable than diamonds and gold, or more treasurable than anything. Just like talking to people and speaking to people right now, it's all about the energy is currency basically, and you might have a different level of currency when you get to a different level of perception and how you actually communicate with people, or how you actually communicate with yourself.
Yeah, all of it is energy exchange. Even money is energy exchange. So this is the biggest question I always ask people. How can you say you want something when you haven't even looked at the stuff that's in your hand and decided what you want to get rid of?
Because you have to release to get.
Yeah.
That's just like you asking God, do this for me. And he pouring it all in your hand and it's just spilling out over your hand. You don't know what's good, what's bad going on. Nah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's another reason why we clean out, our home before we invite company in, because cleanliness is next to godliness. So the only way to actually receive something is to get rid of something, like even my grandmother, like my one thing I kind of had got caught up with my grandmother is that we always like to keep certain things, like, oh, I like this, let me keep it. Or, this remind me of a certain memory or a certain time or something like that. Let me keep it, to the point where we get so cluttered to where we have no room for anything. And I was like, how am I supposed to get this? Or I don't want to get rid of that. Now I need storage. Now I need something that, but you gotta do this, you gotta do that. So in a way, I looked at it as like I had a few friends whose home had burnt down, and then it was like they weren't able to keep anything. They just had to keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And I got to a level where it's like, okay, I'll put some type of sentimental value in certain things, but not to the point where I just want to hold on to stuff, whether it was objects or whether it was energy or whether it was something that might be taken away from what can be given to me. Like even this right now, it's like a certain level where you had to sacrifice something to get to this level, or you had to give something up, or you had to let go of things just to get to the level of being able to speak to somebody, just like what we're talking about right now, just the communication level, or the level of being an adult and really actually having an adult discussion more than just about what's on TV or what's on the news and stuff like that. So
Most of it's fake. Anything that you walk outside to is fake. It's meant to distract you, because knowing is knowing a higher self of you. So every time you outside, you spend money, you waste time, you waste energy.
Yep.
It's so many things that you are losing when you walk outside. That's why they say, go to work, go home. Go to work, you will conserve everything. You will conserve everything.
They taught you that when it first started with school. Go to school.
Then get on a certain routine.
Yeah, because right now, if you look at it, people will watch me go live at work and be out at a club. How do that look? How do that look?
Be out at a club, go live at work.
And they watching me work.
And why they're at a club.
Giving me their energy to continue working. So I don't even know that I'm taking on their energy while I'm at work, and I'm moving faster. I'm more focused. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny, bro. To me, it's funny because they don't even know they're doing it. Just like if somebody, the people that do hoodoo, right? Once they say your name 3 times and they tell them, they angels and ancestors what they want from you, and the angels start doing certain things to remind you of them. They might give you somebody on your Instagram that looks just like them. Fucking a movie, make you feel that same emotion that they made you feel. Like, it's so much shit that people do to you without you knowing, bro.
That's why I always sage every single time I get on here, because I know I'm a mirror.
Hey, speaking to sage, Palo Santo.
Because I know I am.
I sage with the same weed that I take in my body.
You say you sage with the same weed?
that I take intake in my body, because you got to think about it. The same herbs that Palo Santo is made of is broken down into a chemical to help grow the weed.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I'll use sage. I'll use cinnamon sticks.
I mean, I'll use tobacco. I'll use sage. Like, not even, I don't even really call it sage. I just really call it, you know what I'm saying, purifier. It's basically like a purifier, whatever it is.
Yeah, it all depends on what I purchased.
Even weed at the same time, because the only thing is that smoke always rises. One thing smoke does is rise to the top. It's always going up. It's never going to go down. So everything is elevated. You know what I'm saying?
Everything can be used as a form of protection, and people don't know it. No. You feel me? People do not know it. You can ask I literally ask my ancestors for guidance every day, and depending on what I ask them and what I tell them to send to me, that's what I will see. You feel me? If I say, let me see a synchronized number back to back, I'll be on the freeway seeing 444, 1796, 1796, the opposite way though. You feel me? I would see 2 to 3 crows fly past and 2 eagles. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out, in this lifetime, you got to figure out what's your life path number, your destiny number, your soul urge number. You got to figure out what's your fucking animal totem. You feel what I'm saying? You got to figure out what's your dark night of the soul is. You know what I'm saying? Everything that matters.
I figured that out at a very young age too, because in a way I do show people and teach people how to find their master numbers and stuff like that. And also the pinnacle year. And a lot of times, when it came to my spirit animal, a lot of times I will meditate. And sometimes when people meditate, it's like, okay, what do you really think about? Some people try to think about something when they're meditating. Me, I'll just imagine, like, let's say I'm in the dark of the water. Like, I'm surrounded by darkness. I know I'm in the water. I'm not supposed to be able to breathe here, but and then whatever animal comes to me or whatever something I feel, and then I look at my life and I'm like, you know what? Oh, I love the wolves. But in a way, when I'm on the ground and I'm running around, the territories of, let's say, America or the world or something like that, like, okay, I'm a wolf. But when I'm in the sky and I'm like with let's say my birds of a feather flock together in my group, my ascended group, I'm like an eagle, while somebody might be a hawk. So, and it's also when it comes to utilizing that energy for yourself in your day, like we have a picture of a lion on our wall, but do we really have the same hunger in our heart? You know what I'm saying? Do we really have the same energy while we are actually utilizing what we got to do to actually get to the next level in our life, whether it was a business or whether it was family or whether it was, wanting to start something with somebody? It's just all about, the desires and the heart's desires. Or like you said, the soul urge, heart's desires, life path, because I'm a life path number 7, by the way. You did say you were number 9.
Yep. Spiritual teacher, spiritual healer.
I don't mind. I don't remember it.
You don't remember your
life path? But no, by my animal being the birds, like I said with the crow, I do so much research on the crow just because to remind yourself of your conscious thoughts. It is creating the reality and the existence of your reality. You feel what I'm saying? So if you are, why do you think so many people like your body, right? Let me tell you about your body real quick. You know, but I'm going to tell you anyway, just because we don't know. So we share information.
Right.
So your body is something that's going to reject everything. But the more you feed it to it, it's going to accept it, right? So just like the flesh, like, oh, I hate that nigga. Oh, I hate him. Oh, I'm a dude. I'm gonna kill him. The spirit, like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? After a while, the more you said, the spirit, like, yeah, lock that shit in. Lock that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But that's how real the flesh is.
Yeah.
The soul wants for nothing but to find happiness. You feel me? And happiness is being able to choose when to wake up, not be woken up. Okay? And that's what people's problem is today. They choose not to wake up, but they're waking up.
Yeah.
And it's making a lot of people mad, bro.
Because in a way, it's like being force fed.
Yes.
It's
like a force thing.
You know.
But we're forcing it. We're forcing it. The more we go out here and help somebody, we are forcing the law of healing. You feel what I'm saying? The law of oneness, the law of gratitude, the law of attraction, the law of abundance, the law of universe, like a whole bunch of laws, bro. These are the 48 laws of power right in our face.
Right.
That's why it's so easy to manipulate people. It's a power. You feel me?
Manipulation.
You hear me? It was a man-created idea. Everything that stems from an English word was a man-created idea. Everything.
Yeah, I can understand. I can understand that too. I keep saying, I try to not to say understand so much, but knowing that in this 3D physical reality, we have under, over, and inner. So it's to the point where it's a complete circle. So when it comes to manipulating energy, we manipulate the energy when we eat food. You know what I'm saying? We eat certain foods because we know that when we eat this, it might help our body. It might, you know what I'm saying, like lower our blood pressure or blood sugar or something like that, or it might heal us from some type of illness we have. We might have had a cold, or we might have had some type of, disease or something like that. Or, we can do stuff to actually heal us mentally, whether it was from depression or it was actually taking shrooms and getting to the next level. Yeah. So
no,
it's
for
all
real.
about,
And what he's saying is real. Whatever device you use it for good intentions. Because if you take, like right now, I know so many crackheads that has been more successful than me because they didn't use it with bad intent.
They didn't use it to abuse it.
These are hackers. These are computer geeks. These are fucking designers. These are videographers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their go-to. Don't think because you go to shrooms or go to weed or go to CBD or go to fucking crack, you any different than me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I need a crush to stand on too. Look, this shit is hard.
Crush to stand on to.
This shit is hard. This lifetime is hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I can understand that. It gets hard, I forgot. It kind of reminded me of that Hard Knock Life, like that Jay-Z Hard Knock Life.
Bro, they put it in songs. They put it in movies. Like, I just watched Kendrick Lamar video, and he was it's called Rich Spirit. Go listen to it. It's called Rich Spirit. And what he's doing is he's fighting that inner demon throughout the song. But what he's saying is knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? Like everything he's saying is knowledge. He's really breaking it down. Like you'll go against your own brother for another brother.
Yeah.
But aren't we all brothers?
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to his whole entire album once it first came out. I'm like, yeah, I had to do that. Like,
but that's the same thing in the Bible though. The Bible tells you that Adam had a rib that split out of him to make a woman. That means that was his sister. That's the reason why they was kicked out of the garden, because ancestry. They broke the law. It wasn't about no fucking fruit. It wasn't about a double the begowing them and none of that, bro. Let's be real. Ancestry. That's how we got here, bro. And that's the reason why we were deformulated. That's the reason why there were such things as aliens and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was two gods that had babies. That was the Big Bang. What you think they talking about? They're literally talking about brother and sister having sex and making babies, and their babies having sex with each other and making more babies.
Right.
So the Bible always says, thou should bruise head and child should bruise thy knee. Right? What you think he's talking about? Think about
talking about your own relatives.
Talking about your own relatives. You are related to all the people that you choose to have sex with and encounter on this earth. There's no way around it. And you are being recorded for sins. That's why we are living in sin. That's why they say
connected.
Yes. No. And that's why we are easily manipulated. We have not woken up yet. And no matter how much knowledge that we have, we will never wake up. Want me to tell you why? Because we are all one mind.
No.
And until everybody wake up, we are asleep still. We
like
just
the
dream.
Avatar movie too.
We are dreaming, cuz. I'm trying to tell you.
No,
This
that's
shit
just
is
like
real.
the Avatar movie. Like
So
it's the
real,
same.
bro.
Everybody was still connected and everybody was one. It's like if we were the giants, you know what I'm saying? When the giants fell, they became little itty bitty pieces. So when we all come back together, we all become that one giant. It's like Voltron, you know what I'm saying? Like we all become that one Megazord. And then it's like, yeah, we're one. But now that we're still divided, you know, some people can be grouped up over here, some people can be grouped up over here, but we're still in a way going between the lines, or it's still like a divided cross or a divided lines, even though we're still connected at the same time. It's just
Yeah, because we living
it's like
right
a
now. We living on the thinnest line of karma and dharma right now, which
Yep.
means is this: we are being prejudged by past experiences,
yep,
and we're living past experiences in the present.
yep. Hold on, was it?
And that's what's killing us.
Yep, living in the past and the present.
We live in past experiences in the present. That
Hmm.
means everything that was made up by man is being formulated still in the present to create the same future that the book wrote about.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
You feel what
definitely
I'm saying?
understand that. That's why they be like history is written, but it's still being written right now
And
because
it's still repeating itself.
yeah,
Right. But the only reason
even the
why it's
movies be
repeating
like
stuff,
that.
we haven't woken up. Everybody
Mm.
has to wake up. I promise you right now, instead of talking to somebody,
Hmm.
fuck all that talking. We ain't doing no more talking. We finna just start touching people. Just touch them out of nowhere and watch how they react, bro. I do this shit all the time. I don't say shit to people. I'm not gonna do all that talk. I'm not gonna teach you about spirituality. I'm gonna touch you and it's gonna come find you.
Hmm.
You feel me? You gonna hear it talking to you. You ain't gonna know who talking to you. See, it's a big difference between my voice, my higher self voice, an ancestor voice, and the God that created this world voice, right? They showing you that they are making babies in a
Hmm.
factory.
I know.
They are using every image of everything we do, from the camera to the video lives to the photos that we save on the iCloud. The iCloud
Hmm.
was only the iCloud was built to trap photogenic and emotional muscle memory.
Yep.
So when they control the things that they need to control in the liking of us, they know us better than we know ourselves. Because we lose memory. They don't. It's AI. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Artificial intelligence.
Facts.
Yeah, because everything. That's why history is no longer being written on paper. Everything is being written on technology, or on the memory of our phone, or the memory of how much we have in our storage on our SD chip and stuff like that. Or, that's their, let's say, the robotic form of history. But everybody has a phone. Everybody has some form of technology, or everybody has something. Not everybody, but majority of people, I would say, have something that would link them to that. But
Yeah.
that's why it's still depending on what you do right here, right now, can still dictate what actually happens. And even if you give your rights away, like if you download certain apps might be like, okay, well, you don't read the fine print, so you're giving your rights away without even knowing that they're using your image and your likeness for their gain, or for like,
Yep.
oh, why is my picture up here? Oh, why they're making money off of something that's mine? That's because you didn't really, read the fine print, or you didn't really know what was really going on underneath the surface.
I
You
said
know
this
that.
before in my last one. The only reason why that everybody's allowed to do what they're doing and get away with it is because of ignorance.
Nope. 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 The
Because
only
we know
reason why they
a
allowed to
lot of
get
us
away
don't.
with it, Kim, I'm sorry, but the only reason why they allowed to get away with it because it's a part of the game. It's a part of the system.
Right, but we don't know. When you don't know the rules and the laws, then you get treated that way. But if you knew your rules and laws, then you wouldn't get treated that way.
Want me to tell you how I know you know the rules and the laws?
Hmm.
Because you still here.
I know that.
See what I'm saying?
But
So that's when you know the rules and the
I'm
laws.
I'm talking about in this flesh world. I'm talking about with the whole law itself, like the government and stuff.
Yeah, we are being controlled by
Ignorance of not
ancient
knowing.
civilization. We are being controlled by ancient
What up?
civilization. We are forced to work and create new technology for them to be able to create an image of our liking to be able to live among us. That's all it is. That's all it is. And we don't even know we are slaves. We've been slaves for decades.
They already had telephones in
just changed up as different objects.
Dude, we are 20 years behind in technology for the public. Not for the government. Not for the government.
Telephones came out.
No, the government has always been way more advanced than what they give.
They are only 20 years ahead. I'm trying to tell you. Every 10 years, they give us things from the army. Have you not noticed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everything from the army is from these iPhones came from the army. These were used as drone cameras.
Yeah.
They used to make a phone device that was so small to put on the drone that it looks like a hidden camera. To place it inside of factories to spy on their fucking enemies, bro. Like, this shit is normal. But we think we doing something paying $1,000 for something that costs $300.
And it costs
$30. They take it back and they take the minerals that's in your phone. Like, there's gold in the phone. There's a lot of minerals in the phone that we can actually utilize that they take back and just rebrand it or reship it out and come up with something different.
But just think about it. We gave them the shit to give back and recycle.
We did.
You see what I'm saying? The same shit that's in your phone motherboard is the same shit inside of you.
Yep.
Yep.
The periodic table is God's key, is the money, and that's within us.
That's the reason why they built military weapons to kill us. The same shit inside of us is the same shit they put in the weapons.
And the reason why we're connected to the crystals and to the universe and stuff, because we are a part of it.
Exactly. We came from stardust.
You are the everything.
We came from stardust, right?
Yes.
We don't even know that it was a whole bunch of stars that landed and left a wad of fucking dust. They used that same dust to turn into gunpowder. Clever, right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
I feel like I've heard that before, actually.
Now think about this. This is even more crazy. This is how I know we 20 years behind, right? Ancient civilization, they used to use less objects, beds, hospitals. They never had none of that. And they was able to perform brain surgery, heart transfers, right? Why are all these people dying? Don't that kind of make you scratch your head too?
There's a reason why, though.
It's a part of the system. They have to maintain a certain population because guess what? If the world get overcrowded, the world is gonna do two things: wake up and retaliate. Niggas, look.
It's like when your body is sick and is fighting off an infection or is fighting off a sickness, it's gonna automatically heat up. Or how when people talk about global warming or something like that, like it's gonna automatically heat up, and then to the point where whatever that was actually causing a disruption is no longer there.
Yeah.
Then you can get to the next level of that.
That's why they had to let up off of the corona, because they knew what time it was. Niggas was not gonna let up. This shit would have got deeper than George Floyd or any of them black little niggas that got killed, bro. And I'm happy that they family finding peace. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's a hard thing to deal with when your family get killed and it has nothing to do with general public. It has something to do with the people that are supposed to protect us. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the rationality of the whole situation, bro, it's all staged. If I kill a black brother, what can black people do about it? Right? Now we got white people to support the black people. We know the Indians not finna support them niggas. We know no, for real, on some real shit, because everybody know they role. Everybody know they role in this world, bro. Why you think everybody is out the way? You don't hear about certain people dying, bro. You only hear about our kind, your kind, Kimberly, and my kind. And we are doing it to each other.
For sure.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
I mean, that's the laws of the land. That's the way that it was made, or the powers that was given up, or let's say if you give up your rights, or if slavery or something like that, it's all a system, it's all a part of it. But I do have to say I got about at least 10 more minutes on here because it actually has been close to 2 hours, and that was
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So actually, will you go in the comments and put down where people can find you, please, Twan? Or not Twan, but Twin. Will you go
Yep, I got you.
okay.
where it says
Do I do
comments?
that after the video or do I do that during the video?
Yeah, right where it says. No, do it now. Do it now, and I'll copy it and paste it, and I'll put it.
Mute present.
It says personal.
This is the chat with everyone in the studio. Okay.
And then I'll copy it and I'll paste it and put it on there.
Yeah, first I'm gonna put my IG, which is my crystal business name, GrandMasterBoutique.
Yeah, I'm gonna come and shop with you too, bro.
Yeah, man. I see what you've been making. Like, I don't know that many people, in the city that actually really be making jewelry like that, or actually be having like the crystals. Like I've go to a few different stores, but it's not really. It don't seem as popular up north as it is down south, or as it is in other parts.
That's because a lot of people up north don't need the same healing as us. 2 different atmospheres. You feel me? 2 different frequencies. For real, 2 different portals, everything, bro. We are in all different portals, bro. That's why they named it north, east, west, south. You feel me? Them are south portals, north portals. Why do you think they said the North Pole? Portal.
Portal, yep. North Pole, South Pole. And it's all about polarity.
Yeah.
And polarity and duality, actually. I'm still putting in my information.
That's okay.
But I definitely enjoyed this, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it too, honestly.
You hear me? The more people we touch, man, and be able to, I wouldn't even say wake up no more. I think the more people we are able to telepathically communicate with, then the better off we'll be becoming one.
When someone walks up to me and wants to like dab me or something, I feel odd. I'm like, sorry, I can't do that. I'm a hugger.
I wouldn't even hug.
I'm actually, in a way, I'm kind of a hugger, but it still kind of depends on who it is at the same time.
Yeah, because it can be the same ones that you love on be the ones that take from you.
I don't care.
As long as they hug you.
I have to.
YouTube. There might be 2 comments in here because I do actually have a YouTube as well. So I have my Etsy, which is one place I sell my crystals on, and that's GrandMasterBoutique. And then IG is the place I also be on when I be on Instagram, because I mostly be on Instagram, and that's GrandMasterBoutique. And then my Facebook name, which I don't really do as much on like I do with Instagram, and that's DaMon Reid. And I also have a YouTube, but once that gets better, then I'll be able to put that out there exactly with my Twitch at the same time that I'm also trying to build up.
So I just followed you on Twitch, so I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I see it right here, actually.
Okay. So that shows you're live also, both ways.
Yep.
All right, I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to end it. I don't know if you want to leave, Twan. It's up to you, but I'm going to end it by letting people know what I got coming up next. So we got on the 23rd of this. It's coming this Sunday. So we're going to do every Sunday at the cleanup party. We're at 4455 Oakman Boulevard in Detroit on the west side. Guys, come on out. There's going to be some music. There's going to be food. There's going to be some water or some soda. I don't know. Just come on out time, and it's for a good cause. It's to help get her place cleaned up and so she can get it running again. And then on the 19th of May, we have our concert. And all of the money that comes from that concert goes to Everyone Eats. We're going to have that in June.
Nice.
We're going to have another event in between May. Oh, no, we won't. I apologize. I forgot we canceled that. So, but our next one will be on May or June 11th after that. And then our June 11th, and that's at the Everyone Eats at the Dow's go-kart track. So it'll be up and running for that. Also, Jabril has the Love Trade #3 coming out, and that'll be this on the 29th of April. That's over there at the Russell Industrial off of Chrysler Drive, Suite 144. Go tune in and check that out.
Nice place.
Yeah,
I definitely enjoyed it last time too.
Feel that vibe and feel that energy. It's very positive. It's a networking connection place. So go there and support. So I just want to thank everybody for coming on, and I appreciate you all. Without you, we wouldn't have a reason to be here. So thank you. Appreciate you. And Ashe, everybody.
Ashe. I definitely love being here as well. I appreciate both of y'all, and I hope both of y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, and also light up if you got some smoke.
Yes.
You hear me, cousin?
All right. Love you guys.
All right. Be safe, y'all.